You can pick up your Yu-Gi-Oh! Figures, and it turns out trading cards at Big Bad Toy Store at the link in the description.
Pokemon, Kaiju, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hello there, collectors, it's Steven here, and welcome to another Blue Eyes White Dragon review for you. We kick things off with the Blue Eyes White Alternative Dragon Vulcan Log review, and today we're taking a look at the Artworks Monsters Blue Eyes White Dragon Statue review. Fixed figure, PVC figure, whatever you would prefer to call it. This is going to be a relaunch of the Artworks Monster series because to my understanding there were a couple of other very limited releases which included a couple of Ultraman Kaiju, and then we finally have a reboot with Blue Eyes White Dragon here. We do have Blackluster Soldier, which has already been released. I thought it was not coming out until later. And then we just recently had a tease for Red Eyes Black Dragon, which you know I'm gonna be getting, but don't tell anyone that, okay? It's gonna be a secret between you and me. So with Kaiba's Ace Monster getting a nice fixed figure that is very stylized, but oh so ferocious still. Is this going to be worth getting? Because let me tell you, this is going to be pricey. MSRP starts at about $180. Let's take a look to see whether or not it's worth adding into your collection. I will absolutely hand this to anyone that this design is it's unique. Let me say that much. It's not quite your normal Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's a little funky, but I will have to say that at the end of the day, it does look very good. So if you're not a fan of the design, I'm sure you've already clicked off the video, and I'm only talking to the folks who do like it. So if you do like it, generally speaking, what I have to say is that, well, you're going to take this home to the bank because it looks even nicer in hand with only one issue aside from assembly and the base. So we got 3 issues, okay? Okay, so I played it a little bit differently. Come on, just deal with it, okay? Come on. It's Blue Eyes, it's cool. All right, so taking a look at this guy up close and personal, we can see that, wow, it looks good. So not quite a white dragon here, more like a white and kind of blue with highlights. In some areas we have silver and so forth. Yeah. So blue eyes. No, we actually have a little tiny bit of green thrown in there. And it actually does look pretty cool. I do like that effect. And then something that we are going to be seeing right here, we have that little spike by Blue Eyes' mouth. That's going to have a little bit of translucent plastic. That is going to carry over for spikes on the wings, the claws, the shoulders, so on and so forth throughout this figure. It's going to make it look really nice. Those teeth, they, upon very close inspection, have kind of blobs at the tip, and then they sort of thin out as they get closer to the gums. But realistically speaking, that's only under macro photography. On the shelf, in person, you're not really going to see this. Looking at the figure up close and personal, the scaling for Blue Eyes actually kind of looks like armor plating. And we have nice, fantastic folds and creases and divots and so forth throughout the figure. It's going to be really difficult for me to single out any one specific area, so you can just really appreciate the look of Blue Eyes as we go on throughout the figure. Now, what is that one issue with the looks on this guy? Well, when we take a look at the chest, the main body of Blue Eyes, and even on the legs, the thigh, and the back of the knee area in specific, it almost looks like they use a little bit of a peach color on those, I guess, more pronounced spiky areas, which, not really a fan of that. But as a whole, it kind of looks okay. I don't quite know exactly why they did that. I guess to maybe not make this look blindingly white, but it's Blue Eyes White Dragon? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, at all of the creases in the folds at parts like the arms or the knuckles on the fingers or on the toes and so forth, those are all going to have a dark gray coloration to them, which really is cool and helps to bring out some of the finer details for Blue Eyes, which I think is a fantastic touch. Now, taking a look at the wings specifically, these are both the bane of my existence and also feature some unique features here. So the fronts of the wing actually make the wings look translucent. However, if you take a look at the backs of the wings, which have nice scaling effects to them, we have little cracks and ridges and so forth. Very cool. It looks like they're not translucent at all. However, I show you here with my phone. Yep, translucent. So depending on how you look at this guy, they're able to pull off different effects, which are really, really neat. Now, taking a look at the tail, we do have some fantastic plating for all of the scales, which looks good, and it is looping up and around to come back to Blue Eyes' hand. So overall, for the pose on Blue Eyes here, the looks, the paint, the sculpt, all of it, it's great except for that odd sort of peachy color that is used here. And yes, I am presenting to you an official product, so don't quite know what's going on there. Now, what did I make mention earlier about the base, how I'm not too crazy about it? Well, Blue Eyes is kind of flying off of a big purple gemstone base, which inherently is not that bad. It actually is a nice contrast to the overall colors that are used for Blue Eyes. However, you'll see here in a second an issue with the wings as well. Blue Eyes is rather soft. So you can freely just sort of move Blue Eyes. I mean, it's not like it's super rigid. There are no supports in Blue Eyes that are going to keep it there. So I would imagine if you have this on display over time, Blue Eyes is just going to droop. And it wouldn't surprise me if one day Blue Eyes just fell off of the gemstones. Maybe I'm kind of overthinking things and this won't happen, but I have a very, very difficult time believing that this won't be the case because it doesn't really seem like Blue Eyes is really held in there too well, just kind of by 1 foot on a very, very small stone. And on top of that, the wings. Blue Eyes definitely is, well, rather soft in the body, and the wings are hard, which is kind of how they should be. So when you go to insert the wings, they're not always going to stay in super duper securely. When I had this on display for my Kaiba/Blue Eye shelf, I would frequently come back from my work day and I would find one of the wings had fallen off. To be honest, at one point, I just took the wings off and I just put them down on the shelf. Yeah, thankfully, no chipped paint. Aside from those two issues, everything else pretty much checks out. So let's move ahead on over to a size comparison since there's not really going to be any articulation here. This Blue Eyes statue is very, very big, or PVC fixed figure, whatever you want to call it. And it is definitely going to command space on your shelf. I don't realistically see, because of price and design and size, anyone picking up a play set of these. So for a one-off, definitely it will be the centerpiece of your shelf. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. So far they have done two order windows, and both have closed about a year apart, or a year and a half, I think, actually. But anyway, the overall sculpt for this is very nice. If you're appreciative of the design of this Blue Eyes, the paint application is great, except for those odd, almost peachy colors that are used in some specific spots. The pose is good. This makes for a great entry into any Blue Eyes White Dragon collection, and quite frankly, bring on that Red Eyes. That being said, I do think the price is a little bit too much for what we're getting here. First Four Figures just got a hold of the Yu-Gi-Oh! License, and they're getting ready to crank out a Blue Eyes PVC. Very interested to see what they can do for the price. Now, admittedly, Megahouse was able to get a good sculptor on board for this one. Name will be in the pinned comment down below. I don't remember it offhand, but still, 180 plus shipping. Going to be a tough pill to swallow. If you're a fan of Blue Eyes, definitely recommended. If you didn't like the promotional shots, I don't know why you are still watching. Your mind should already have been made up. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.